no, pero te mandé el correíto y dije, sí, pues de una vez hacerlo.
Perfecto. Bueno, sabes, es curioso, me llegó recién, estaba terminando de escribir algo para enviarte, y enviarles a los demás también,
Ajá,
y me llegó un correo, un email que debe haber sido el día anterior,
ajá.
así que bueno, igual pudimos reunirnos. Te
Sí,
comento,
sí, sí.
ayer hablé con Sarsi, que no podía los demás días,
Ajá.
y más o menos lo puse al tanto. La idea era tener reunión contigo, compartir un documento que ya te envié con esta invitación.
Ok.
Sobre todo es una agenda preliminar y intercambiar ideas. Yo estoy grabando ahora para los demás, cuestión de que podamos compartir. Te propongo que hablemos en inglés porque Sarsi habla los dos idiomas.
Ok, ok.
Bueno, si Roger participa.
Ok, perfecto. Adelante. Go
Great.
ahead.
So I spoke with Cersei, and he's completely interested and okay with this. Although we have to find out whether we can invite him some way, to come personally with a ticket, airfare, or whatever. But I told him once we have something specific that we can get a sponsor to, he can answer that. Otherwise, he can also participate online.
Yeah, okay, perfect, perfect. Uh-huh.
So, but the important thing is he was ready. I'm going to share with you basically the idea, because I think it's going to be faster if we look at the document. Let me go to, okay, here it is. So let me go back to, this is the idea. To make a ARISON, what we talked last time in Hermosillo, transforming that in a symposium, for lack of a better word, I think that's the word in English. It's like a small seminar inside the conference. So the idea is that if we agree and develop this program and work on this, we can, Roger already spoke with Rose to get us room within the conference, but we can get rooms outside the conference in parallel. If we
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
So you see there the objectives. The idea is to present and expand ISPI ARISON as proposed in our past November meeting in Hermosillo. Introduce high-value proven concepts, tools, and experts regarding the topic. Bring visibility, get new projects, requests or proposals. So the idea is that we invite or get people who can be interested in using this in their projects or joining some of the existing projects.
Yes.
This includes people doing business in Arizona, Sonora, or elsewhere. But starting there. It gets sponsors, so we can get sponsors if we agree in a program, say these are the experts, these are the topics, and we start each one of us looking for people who could be supporting the conference somewhere and at least participating and identify new areas for business. So this is helping people there. And here's the target audience that I think ISPI is missing, but we will be trying to get. First, for the sponsors, no?
Yes.
Second, we have all that Spanish-speaking US. We are in Arizona, of all the places. And of course, we have Sonora and Arizona, but also other states where we have Spanish-speaking population. As a matter of fact, I think there are chapters still in ISPI, in Miami, and Roger has connections, no? Plus Latin American performance HR participants, eventually those who are members of APD or the ISHR and business. Then we have the Arizona government and chambers of commerce. And I was thinking cities, Tucson, Phoenix, universities, Arizona State, University of Arizona. Sonora,
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, this is just, I'm just reading this to you, then we can talk about things, what you think, and if this is just the basic stuff, no?
It's great, it's great. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sonora government, I thought Sonora government and chambers of commerce, plural, because there must be, they usually are more than one activity.
Yeah.
Tourism, hotels, hospitality. And cities, Cajeme, Hermosillo, Nogales, Obregón. I'm just mentioning the ones that were told to me. Universities like Tucson or Monterrey Tech.
Yeah.
Arizona Sonora Commission and Sonora Arizona Business Partners and Companies. I thought, for example, in Hermosillo, we shared the table with at least one couple, and it was more people that were also doing helping business to look to Mexican business to locate in Tucson or Phoenix and vice versa.
Oh yeah, Antonio Proto. Yeah, Antonio Proto that was with us. Yes.
Exactly. And I was thinking also, someone introduced himself. I don't know if you were in that session, but as someone who basically was born in let's say, in Hermosillo and raised in Tucson and was living in both. And he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting because he said it's very common that we have, we use both cities or cities in both sides to do business. So that kind of people, I think, is good to have to share with. What would be the participation modes? On site, those who can do some or the dates of the conference, and online. And then I put there links so everybody can check. We have the ability to do like this, a webcast. It can be, as we did in Washington, a simultaneous, live, or it can be recorded. Bilingual websites like ISPI Global Network, ISPI ARISON, etc. And the LinkedIn network we have has a lot of business members. So we can basically announce and invite and do eventually presentations. And here's the content. Subject, as I put that, to needs assessment. So the idea is each one of us sharing this with people in their circle and checking, okay, this is something I would add, this is something that it was interesting, or this is something was. I put a share framework with Mega and outside planning, and I put each one of the, for me, the person who could do the presentation or introduce. Mega and outside in planning by Roger Kaufman. Social performance and its dimensions, ecosystems, Mariano Bernardes, I added some footnotes. Value chains, trade and development, and I put there Gonzalo Rodriguez Villanueva, the Mexico experience.
Okay.
Marcelo Elizondo, Argentina, Mercosur, Cicosur, which is Argentina, Paraguay, Bolivia, Chile, and Uruguay. At the level of state to state. Cersei with Colón Free Zone. He's a former director of the Colón Free Zone, and he headed the City Doctors Colón Transformation Project.
Okay.
So each one of them, of you, could present different business models. So I thought, for example, Serinova, in your case, telling the story and showing SWA. Even if SWA didn't continue, it was a great idea of showing how a business based in Mexico can involve also local people, tribes, and export to the United States and the world.
And in fact, I can suggest that we can introduce the milk route. Because we are working very hard on that. And our major goals are health and education. So through health and education, we want to generate economy. And we feel that it could be a very nice project.
I just
It's in the out of Sonora. It's in southern Sonora.
Perfect. The idea is I'm going to ask you to just put version 2, version 3, or initials. So that way we share, we can share through email and WhatsApp to make sure that we don't lose something, because you know WhatsApp tends to be very busy, full of comments.
Yeah.
But this way you send me the, for example, this thing you commented to me, mail route. So the idea is to showcase these ideas to do business, or ideas that will create a market also. I put the shelter Tetacao. I remember Carlos Espriu.
Yeah. He's ready. He's ready.
Wonderful, because that's an idea that's very attractive for people. And you know, I realize most Americans do not know about it.
Yeah.
Those who don't live in the area, they know maquiladora, but not the concept of shelter, of incorporating in the United States.
Yeah.
And,
We can. I can speak with him.
Perfect. And the number 5, networking cities. These are the couple you named.
It's Antonio Proto and his wife is Ana Maria. Ana Maria. We can speak with them also.
I think I have their business card, but it's much better if you do it. The idea is each one of us, you know, as I spoke with Cersei, talk with them to see if they are interested. They can support with providing some kind of small presentation of what they want to show of what they do. Here I put this there is an old saying by the, I put this at the beginning. The governor, I don't remember, Tim Polenti was a governor, said, it's pretty tough to be pro-job and anti-business. That's like being pro-egg and anti-chicken. A lot of people look at the borders or the areas like, okay, these are boundaries or barriers to protect. The idea is, okay, if you want to develop business, you have to more than protect. The question is, instead of what is first, chickens or eggs? We have to help business, we have to help people. Well, the idea is that how do we raise the chickens? We don't raise the chickens, we don't have eggs either. So, and if we raise the chicken, is free range or cage? Because currently our chickens are cage. So they grow differently on each side of the border, and they cannot feed across the border unless we create some kind of way. So I'm making this a metaphor, no? The idea that when we listened to the guy who was a businessman from Arizona, was commenting that he was raising cattle, grazing cattle in Arizona, and send it to meat packing to Mexico. And that's a perfect example of using the commons. Okay.
Yes.
So the idea is, instead of looking at the border as a barrier, looking at the border as a lever.
That's right. And that's a perfect example, because that is one of the agreement that the governor of Arizona and Sonora generate in the last meeting of the commission.
If we could get that guy to connect and come, You understand? The idea is to get some people from Arizona. I can commit also with Roger and more people to contact them as well formally. But the idea is to find out, because I think that from the Arizona, it will be great if we can get Arizona business people and companies involved. Because that will create also a more interest for people on the other side, but also more visibility for ISPI as a whole.
Yeah.
So other companies will say, oh, okay, these guys are doing something in the border. Then you will find out that maybe the Boise State or whomever else wants to join. So the idea is that if you can identify those that presented at the encounter, the commission, share this with Jamelet. Maybe she can. I don't know how you have a relationship. I think also with Natalia, who I think is really very key, because she's the executive and she showed a lot of interest.
Yeah.
This can be part of her agenda as well. We can invite her through you. What do you think?
Yeah. I think we can share this program with them and see how they would like to participate. But I am pretty sure that they will be very, very interested, given that this is a continuation of the meeting of Washington and Hermosillo.
Exactly. So we have that, but I would like you to lead that so we can follow. And of course, you have to, let's put it, sonorizar esto.
Okay.
So emphasize, add, so and let us know, because once we are ready, when you say, okay, this is ready now to share with, I didn't want to go forward with Jamelet or Natalia before having your input and the others on. Elizondo is okay already, and Sorsi is also okay. So we have all the other.
Yeah. I think what you are doing is the best thing, because we must be very precise in what we want to achieve, and also how do we want they to participate, given that I believe that this is a very important project, in the sense of generating new ways to relate between regions. So I think this must be handled very carefully. That's why I think I think this is going to be a success, but we have to be very careful how to make it happen.
Perfect. I agree completely with you. That's why I prefer to go through you, which, by the way, you are in charge of ISPI ARISON so far. Even before talking with the rest of the group on WhatsApp. So we have this bet with the presenters, the ones who have been really working for a while on this. Okay.
Thank you.
So let me check a little more. So these are the cases. I put the idea would be, the format would be each one presenting what can Arizona Sonora learn from, and then you have all these options. for example, the Colón-Panama Free Zone. We have Sorsi, Southern Sonora Corridor, Serinova, your experience, or, the SWA case, or as you say, the milk route, or whichever route. No? So all the ones I mentioned before, and the future, and Mercosur, Sicosur, Marcelo is preparing an article, but he had been working in Fundación Exportar in Argentina for 20 years, more or less. So it's really very, very updated in so far to what is the impact or the likely impact of this trade agreement. So we can ask him also questions about some of the things related to the new scenario with US. He's a lawyer, so he also knows trade law.
Yes.
And the future after NAFTA, everybody's invited, because the idea is like, okay, if someone has some idea of what kind of things can come, great. The idea is the same way that what can we learn from each one of the presenters could respond on what can they learn from the Arizona-Sonora case. What should we do differently? These are possible areas, no? And some models or ideas applicable. I'm going to write a little more about these things. The cattle grazing and meat packing, I think that I will leave that to you. But the idea is how to avoid the tragedy of the commons and turn that into societal and business performance. You know, the famous, you're economists, you're familiar with COSI, no? The tragedy of the commons. The case of, the grazing grounds, precisely that are destroyed because they are public, therefore they are nobodies. As a matter of fact, that ends with the cattle dying. But in this case, it's interesting because it happens the opposite. So when the two parts or the border is seen like a common ground, then it can work that. No? I will make a very short reference to the ideas of sister cities, what that means, charter cities, which is, this economist, the one who said that a crisis is something too important to go to waste. Paul Romer. Paul Romer created this special of international charter cities and a way to help business in places where the social conditions are unstable, creating like a special charter where an international entity supervises the city and protects the investors. Special economic zones, I'm going to send several books about China, and we have John Wu, ISPI China, whom I could invite as well. To tell us how is it like really. This is another model. Free trade zones, well, Sorsi has also 20 years of experience. And Panama, he told me, Panama has a lot of similar points to some of the things I told him about ARISON. Shelter companies, I was thinking that's another model. And managing the commons, the problems of environment and so I was thinking I will ask everybody to put there you have Sorsi. Marcelo, well, Marcelo. So there is start the five of us putting together a program. What do you think?
Great. I think that exactly is what I wanted to generate a basic team here, because with this we have a common goal, and a very specific vision of what we want to achieve. So with this, we can see how to start to generating the first the idea and then the team, and with that we can like start feeding the project.
Perfect.